I hate to say this, but the creative calling is not meant to be easy. But it doesn't mean it's not meant to be enjoyed either. Because whenever you receive this call, it doesn't go away. At least for me. And I'm speaking from experience to let you know that you have to pick up. Sometime, someday or another. And it will feel like a grind. It will feel difficult at times. But it comes to you at a specific time for a reason. And whether or not you pick up the call doesn't matter, because it's gonna keep calling you back. And it can be as simple as maybe creating this one graphic, sharing your message out there in the world, or putting your art out there. And maybe you have this calling because you feel a great sense of purpose that comes from your art. Whether or not you want to help, inspire, or heal people, you have that calling for a reason. You have that ability, or at least that thought, that idea for a reason, because you know it could do something. Whether it be for your own life or for someone else's, this call is meant for you. And it does not require you to be perfect, to have it all figured out, to know exactly how to do it. Because in any creative work, you don't really see the whole picture yet. You don't really know what it's going to look like at the end. Yes, you can have a vision, you have an idea what that is, but it really takes you just sitting down and starting small. Putting pen to paper, brush to canvas, keyboard to digital document. You get the point. And I think that's where you really have to embrace this idea of iteration. Or rather, the journey is the art. I know that was smooth and I'm not plugging my shirt, but really though, the calling is for you to embark on this journey to create something from nothing. To take your dream, to take this call, and to materialize it into reality, to turn it into something tangible. It's not an easy task, but that doesn't mean it cannot be enjoyed. And that's when the idea or the thought of, when do I ever create for my own sake? And I want to expand on this point further because I totally forgot to. Creating for yourself is essential because you have to serve yourself first, because you're the artist, you're the creator, and you can't just create for someone else all the time. You have to give
voice
to that spirit of yours. And I'm not going to get woo-woo here, but if you aren't creating something that you're proud of or that you look forward to, then that just kills the progress you can make through your process. Like, you have to find that enjoyment, that excitement in your process, because that's going to allow you to show up. That fun that you experience is the fuel for you to keep going, for you to move forward. And I'm learning this still, I feel like I want to create something that benefits somebody, but at the end of the day, if it's not in alignment with who I am and what I want to express, then it's not going to last. I'm going to burn out, and I have. I did like a 60-day posting challenge and I did it, but man, did I feel so disconnected from my work, and I felt like I just didn't want to do it anymore. It's because I ignored how I really felt within as a creator. I wanted to do these effects. I wanted to do this type of video. And I think now I'm starting to see the process as a playground, as a lab, to play, to experiment, but to also allow myself to be an iteration, because we evolve. Our art evolves as our lives evolve. The identity you have now as a creator, as a person, is going to shift. You're going to learn new things. You're going to be interested in new things. And you have to be able to allow yourself to show that through your work as you continue to release your messages, your art. And that is what makes this journey much more bearable. It allows you to persevere through difficult times of creation. You can always go back and ask yourself, am I having fun? And if you are, the answer is to keep moving forward. That is a sign that there's something here, and because you enjoy it, you're likely to create something more impactful than you expect. But most of all, you are aligned with who you are and what you want to put out there. And that is what creates resonance. Going back to that idea or that thought or that call, right? The calling you receive. It's not always a big call. but you'll undoubtedly get many calls throughout your lifetime if you create with purpose. If you create for the sake of doing it, you will feel the urge, you will feel the impulse, you will feel the intuition. Guess who's back? Editor Coy here, realizing that he could have definitely expanded on this point. And honestly, it's a very important one. But to make an example of myself, impulse led me here. Impulse led me to record this video without a clear plan in mind, or a script that allows me to stay structured and to be done with everything at once. But that's just not how creativity works sometimes. Because you need that impulsivity, because it gets you to move. And that was the most important thing about this video, is to answer the call no matter how imperfect or ready I feel. And I certainly do not have it all figured out. But I do know one thing. That call never went away. To show up, to make this video, and to really share the message that sometimes you just have to act. And then allow everything else to come together. Allow the knowledge, the people, and the opportunities you need to appear as you trust in yourself to move forward despite the fear. The uncertainty will always be there, the doubt will always be there, but whenever you have that spark of impulse, that is the fire you need to move with. That vision, that mission, that impulse is that ignition to just try something, to just do something that allows you to get closer to that goal or that thing you want to achieve. And I feel this more than ever in my life, is that I make more progress by moving even though I don't feel like I have it figured out. And when I move, I figure things out. Versus if I act in a intuitive state all the time, it's gonna be a lot of waiting. It's gonna be a lot of like, oh no, I don't know if I should. And that's the thing. Intuition is very quiet and it doesn't scream at you, but it's exactly what you need to stay aligned with your vision, mission, or purpose. Because impulse gets you started, but intuition will keep you on track. And when you can combine the two, it's going to be a powerful North Star or compass that allows you to go exactly towards where you need to be. And honestly, there will always be a time where you feel that you should be somewhere else, but really, that intuition is what allows you to maintain that sense of presence and purpose that you need to continue on this journey. So, to wrap it all together, impulse gets you to act quickly, to be more decisive, and to just try something, to just go. Intuition will kind of support you from the back and kind of appear to remind you like, hey, is this where you should be going? Is this what you should be doing? And if yes, then keep going. Work the energies together. They are both feelings that you feel, but knowing when to channel them, knowing when to act more into intuition or impulse is key. Back to the video. Well, wait, I mean, this is the video, but back to the rest of the video. By the end of the day, will you answer this call? Despite the journey of this art, the process that it takes to create this. And I hope you say yes, because then you will see what you're capable of, but most of all, how much your art can change your life and someone else's. And for those that don't even care to put out the art and just want to make it for the sake of it, congrats, you just freed yourself of this extra pressure that everyone's watching, that this art, this creative work has to do something, it has to perform. I'm on that side where I want it to do well, but I want it to be aligned with who I am. And when I'm able to do that first, I'm able to create more impactful work that could honestly likely resonate at a higher frequency or level than it would have if I had just made something just for the sake of it doing well. So just to recap, your creative calling is not meant to be always easy, but it can also still be enjoyed. And sooner or later, you're gonna have to pick it up. And I'm not saying that to scare you, pressure you, but I truly believe when you have this urge or this calling, it's meant for you, whether or not you choose to share that creation that you make for yourself or others. The journey is the art. So, in a way, you have to be okay with the imperfections and iterations along the way. And lastly, I'll be honest with you, I forgot. But you know what? In the spirit of being a recovering perfectionist, know that your art has the opportunity to create opportunities, to change lives, to ultimately change yours. So I hope you give yourself the chance to show yourself what you're capable of, also the impact you can make. And that was actually the last point. So thank you for being here and allowing me to be part of your journey. And create. I dare you. And thank you for creating. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Peace.